News here, TMZ reporting that LeBron James' son, Bronny, has suffered a cardiac arrest during a basketball workout.
Grammy-winning singer Tori Kelly rushed to the hospital after collapsing while out with friends.
From PSG, he's not gone on the tour of Japan. What have you missed? What have you seen? Shaq!
Right away, you worry about Marquise and just his health, period.
So there's an awful lot of coincidences going on recently, and I do think it's important to point out that coincidences do occur. But I also think it's fair to say that something alarming is happening right in front of our faces, and the mainstream dinosaur media seems insistent that you don't even entertain one of those possibilities. Because when you look at the Daily Mail's front page article on Bronny James's cardiac arrest, they report during a practice at USC, he suffered cardiac arrest that experts believe may end his athletic career. As at 9 a.m., 911 was called. The ambulance arrived code 3, lights and siren, to rush him to the intensive care unit, and he has since recovered and is in stable condition. But this is the second time this year that a USC basketball player had suffered cardiac arrest, and half a year since the NFL player Damar Hamlin collapsed during a football game where he had to be resuscitated, which we've been covering coincidences the last couple years, from European soccer's mysterious wave of heart conditions, tennis and the chest issues that had multiple players dropping out of the Australian Open, and how suddenly blood clots started impacting a growing number of young, athletic women. Now, a lot of those stories, when we actually looked into them, were inconclusive. Sometimes stories were taken out of context to build a tinfoil hat theory, and sometimes these individuals had long-time issues with their heart, and this was nothing new to them. But sometimes, we simply had no explanation why all these previously healthy individuals suddenly had life-threatening issues, seemingly right after they all took the same medication. Now, we're not saying a certain medicine is always causing this, but it's crazy that if you even suggest that this certain medicine sometimes causes this, there's an outrage. As the Daily Mail reports that Elon Musk is sparking fury for bringing up the shots, as on Twitter, or X how it's now called, Chief Nerd tweets about Bronny's cardiac arrest. Elon replies that we can't ascribe everything to the doses, but we also cannot ascribe nothing, with Musk's own community notes adding context that myocarditis risks are higher after infection than the doses. But Senator Dr. Rand Paul seems to think the opposite.
Is there a higher incidence of myocarditis among boys 16 to 24 after they take your vaccine?
There's less myocarditis for people who get the vaccine versus who get COVID infection.
That is not true, and I'd like to enter into the record 6 peer-reviewed papers from the Journal of Vaccine, the Annals of Medicine, that say the complete opposite of what you say.
Now either way, if the X community notes are correct, or Senator Paul is correct, it doesn't cancel out the fact that even the manufacturers of the doses themselves have acknowledged that their products sometimes cause heart complications. Because in this week's instances of heart issues, Bronny's own father, LeBron James, had previously stated that their family all got the doses. Shaka Hislop, the soccer announcer that collapsed on the field, previously stated this.
So I'm here to implore you, go out and get vaccinated. I got mine months ago and I felt so much better. It's the best way to protect yourself, to protect your loved ones, to get our kids back out to school and ourselves back out to work in our economies, working and thriving yet again.
And when reporting on Tori Kelly, the singer that collapsed with blood clots, Distractify reported on it, saying it's reckless to link her condition to the doses, even though they don't even know if she got them. And see how that works? We currently saw 3 seemingly healthy people all have terrifying medical emergencies. We don't know definitively what caused them. Could be the shots, could be the virus itself, could be 5G for all we know. But somehow they're preemptively jumping out to say it's reckless to suggest it's one thing that they've already acknowledged has caused these problems. Because what are they worried about right now? That this will cause someone to not get the doses? I think we're well past the point that if someone didn't get the shots by now, you're going to suddenly convince them to take a turn down Booster Boulevard. But for some reason, they're trying to convince people that something definitely isn't happening before we even know what the side effects are 5 to 7 years after, which no one knows at this point. I'm all for trusting the science, but only if there's actual data. And here's the thing, I don't like LeBron James at all, but I still wish the best for him and his son, because I think that all of us have family or loved ones that have taken the doses. And I don't rank being able to say I told you so over the health and safety of my own family. It's not about being right, it's about knowing the actual risks that these people face, and if they should be going out there and scheduling D-dimer tests. Because it's great that Bronny James, Tori Kelly, and Shaka Hislop are all good and recovering, but not all of us are on television or surrounded by medical professionals at a private university. And for the corporate media to collectively brush it off is alarming to say the least. because we know heart issues aren't new, as Shaquille O'Neal's young son Sharif needed heart surgery in 2018, and Damar Hamlin's cardiac arrest was caused by commotio cordis, while rare has occurred in contact sports like hockey and baseball, which most people can accept that rare heart complications do occur. As after the lockdowns, but before the shots, I had an employee. He was early 20s, very athletic, and he randomly came down with pericarditis. But he was also the only person we knew with that sort of thing ever. But then after the doses came out, I think everybody knows multiple people with various serious conditions, oftentimes being complications of the heart. And the corporate media is quick to blame things like extreme weather, citing that even they don't even know why temperature would cause this, even though they previously had to report that a certain version of this medication had to be pulled due to increased blood clot risks. And I'm guessing they get so protective over this because they previously made bold claims like, take this medication or you should be locked inside your home. Now, I'm very obviously not a specialist in anything, and I'm not going to give you advice on what you should do for your health. I'm just curious how we got to a world where we now have television commercials warning us about kids getting myocarditis. So if you appreciate my concise, lighthearted commentary on what's really going on in the world, hopefully I've earned your subscription, then go check out the video on how climate activists somehow think losing a hand will cool the earth.